Let's talk about Azerbaijan. The Iranian president visited its northern neighbor this week. The meeting in Baku saw the usual MOUs being signed and photo ops. But this was that kind of a meeting where the context is more important than the optics. And in this context, Iran's arch rival Israel plays a big role. So why is Azerbaijan warming up to Iran after years of friction? Isn't the Israeli Prime Minister visiting Baku soon? What are Iran and Israel fighting for in Azerbaijan? And will Azerbaijan be the arena for an Iran-Israel shadow war? I'm Ananya Dutta and you're watching Grey Zone. You don't hear about Azerbaijan every single day, but it should be on your radar because of where it is. It sits on the Caspian Sea and holds vast oil and gas reserves. Its land and sea borders makes it a vital transit route. Like you can bypass Russia and Iran, still reach Europe. And speaking of that, Azerbaijan is stuffed between Russia to the north, Iran to the south, and near Turkey to the west. This places it at the intersection of power lines crisscrossing. So this is a country where energy, security alignments, and trade converge, the perfect recipe for geopolitics. And that explains what Iran and Israel are doing there. President Masoud Pezeshkian became the first Iranian leader to visit Baku in 3 years, because the last couple of years have been fraught with mistrust. 2023 saw an attack on Azerbaijan's embassy in Tehran, prompting a mutual expulsion of diplomats. Baku has accused Iran's Revolutionary Guards of destabilizing Azerbaijan through informal groups who plot attacks, create unrest, and target foreign officials. And one of the main flashpoints is the Zhangezur corridor, a route that connects Azerbaijan's capital to Turkey via Armenia. Iran is of the belief that this project could threaten its influence in the region. The route is such that it covers Iran's entire northern border. This extends Tehran's deep-rooted fear that Azerbaijan could serve as a launchpad for Israeli operations. It's not all bad. There have been signs of de-escalation like joint naval drills with Russia, another geopolitical player. So Pezeshkian went to Baku to shift the focus from conflicts to cooperation. Even before Iranian President Pezeshkian set foot in Baku, news broke that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had scheduled a visit for May. The timing isn't a coincidence, it's a signal. Israel is closely tracking who's showing up in Azerbaijan and when, far beyond its own backyard. Tel Aviv seeks to remind Baku of the loyalty it had once promised. The two countries have a $9.3 billion arms deal. For Israel, Azerbaijan is a perfect piece in its geopolitical puzzle, a close and quiet vantage point on Iran. That's also why Israel has been pushing Baku to join the Abraham Accords, more symbolic than anything. So then the question is, what's in it for Azerbaijan? The country has been wedged in a war at home for the last 40 long years, on and off. It's because of Nagorno Karabakh, which makes up 5% of Azerbaijan's land and is home to ethnic Armenians. When it was established in the year 1923, the region was home to 95% ethnically Armenian population. As one would expect, the region saw conflicts, wars, and bloodshed in the years to come. In fact, just last month, governments in Baku and Yerevan agreed to a peace deal finally. So the visits by the Iranian president and the Israeli prime minister come in this very backdrop. What's interesting is that Israel has consistently backed Azerbaijan's position in the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict, while Iran has been historically closer to Armenia. With the war ending, at least for now, and Iran-Israel rivalry at its peak, alliance lines are quickly shifting. But Baku's strategy of engaging both Tehran and Tel Aviv is fraught with risk. Azerbaijan may not make global headlines often, but it sits at the heart of one of the most complex rivalries of our time. Iran has pushed the reset button on its relationship. Israel wants eyes on Iran's backyard. And Baku? It's playing both sides, not out of loyalty, but out of strategy of its own. But walking the tightrope between Tehran and Tel Aviv is risky business. It involves geopolitics. The spotlight is never far behind, but neither are the consequences.